Listen, if you've been waiting for a Dodge pickup that looks old school tough but lives like a modern, money-smart truck, the 2026 Dodge Adventurer style pickup is exactly the kind of internet truck people keep asking for. And here's the twist: the smartest part isn't the horsepower. It's what it costs you every single month. Fuel, maintenance, insurance, resale. Because in 2026, the truck that feels powerful but drains your wallet is the one you regret. Now, quick reality check. Dodge has not officially launched a 2026 Dodge Adventurer pickup as a confirmed production model with published specs and pricing. So what I'm doing in this review is using realistic USA pricing ranges for comparable new full-size pickups, and the real ownership math buyers care about. If Dodge ever brings an Adventurer badged pickup, these are the exact numbers you should pressure test before you buy. For US pricing context, a 2026 Ram 1500 is expected to start around the mid-$40K range depending on trim, and that gives us a realistic floor for any similar Dodge-branded pickup. Car and driver plus one. So let's talk money first, because that's what decides if this is a flex or a mistake. In the USA, a new pickup position like this would realistically land around $45,000 to $65,000 depending on trim, drivetrain, and options. In Japan, imported American pickups usually get expensive fast because of shipping, taxes, and registration, so you're often looking at roughly 7 million to 10 million yen range for a new, comparable import depending on spec and dealer channel. Across ASEAN markets, pricing varies hard country to country, but imported full-size American trucks commonly land in the equivalent of $60,000 to over $100,000 once duties and local taxes stack up. That's why Asian buyers obsess over running cost more than 0 to 60 times, because you don't just buy the truck, you feed it. Now the fuel average. If this Adventurer pickup is a traditional gas V6 or Turbo 6, you're typically living in the mid to high teens MPG in the city and low 20s on the highway if you drive gently. In real-life traffic, heavy stop-and-go, short trips, ASEAN, you feel the pain. This is where a mild hybrid, or plug-in hybrid version would be the cheat code. Even a mild hybrid doesn't magically turn it into a Prius, but its smooth start-stop helps launch in traffic, and can save you real fuel over a year, especially in cities like Karachi, Bangkok, Manila, or Jakarta where traffic is basically a lifestyle. And if Dodge ever offers a plug-in hybrid or range-extended setup, that's the sweet spot for overseas Asian buyers. Because you can do your daily commute mostly on electricity, then still have the freedom of gas for long trips without hunting chargers. Your savings show up immediately in two places: fuel bill and brake wear. In heavy traffic, reg and braking means your brake pads can last much longer. Maintenance cost is the next reality check. A big American pickup isn't cheap to maintain in Asia unless you have strong parts support. In the USA, it's easier, more dealer coverage, more independent shops, more parts availability. In Japan and ASEAN, parts lead time matters almost as much as price. If you need a sensor, a headlamp module, or even a suspension component, and it takes 3 weeks to arrive, that's downtime, rideshare money, and stress. So if you're an overseas buyer, do not fall in love with the truck until you confirm parts availability, local mechanic experience, and what tires and brakes cost in your market. Insurance is also different than people expect. In the USA, pickups can be reasonable to insure if you have a clean record, but high trim levels, big wheels, and high theft areas can spike the premium. In Asian markets, imported vehicles sometimes cost more to insure because parts are pricier and repairs take longer. If you're thinking, "I'll just pay cash and ignore insurance," that's exactly how people get hurt financially after one small accident. Now, performance, in simple terms. What you want in a pickup for daily life is not a drag race truck. You want easy power at low speed, smooth passing on the highway, and stability when the road is broken. If this Adventurer pickup is tuned like modern full-size trucks, it'll feel strong in city driving because you barely press the pedal and it moves, great for merging, overtaking, and carrying load. On the highway, the best trucks feel relaxed at speed. The engine sits low RPM, the cabin stays quiet, and you don't feel like you're working the truck. That's what good performance is for normal people. But for Asian roads, here's what matters more than horsepower: turning radius, visibility, and suspension compliance. Big trucks can be annoying in tight streets, tight parking, narrow turns, and dense traffic. So the smart play is to choose the trim and wheel setup that gives you more tire sidewall and a softer ride, not the biggest wheels for Instagram. A slightly smaller wheel with a taller tire rides better, survives potholes better, and costs less when you replace tires. Let's compare quickly with Tesla and Toyota Hilux, because that's what buyers cross-shop emotionally even when the categories don't perfectly match. Tesla, like the Cybertruck, gives you crazy instant acceleration and lower fuel cost if charging is easy where you live. But if you're in many parts of Japan or ASEAN where charging availability, apartment charging, or long-trip charging is complicated, the convenience gap becomes real. Also, repair complexity and parts availability can be a factor depending on your country. Tesla wins on smooth EV power and potentially lower energy costs. A gas or hybrid pickup wins on refuel speed, road trip simplicity, and repair ecosystem. Toyota Hilux is the opposite personality. It's not about flash. It's about. It starts every morning. Easier service in many Asian countries, and strong resale value because people trust it. That resale value is a serious point. In many Asian markets, Toyota pickups hold value like crazy. So if Dodge wants to win hearts overseas, it has to win wallets with durability, parts support, and resale confidence, not just design. Resale value is where you need to be brutally honest. In the USA, full-size pickups often hold value well when the brand reputation is strong and supply is stable. In Asian markets, imported American pickups can either be a status symbol that holds value in a niche, or they can drop hard if parts and service are a headache. If you're an overseas buyer, ask local resellers what moves fast and what sits for months. That's your truth. So who is this truck smart for? If you're in the USA and you want a bold-looking pickup, comfortable daily driving, real highway confidence, and you do normal truck stuff, home projects, weekend hauling, family trips, this kind of adventurer pickup idea makes sense, especially if Dodge offers a hybrid option to cut fuel paying. If you're in Japan or ASEAN, it's smart only if you have the space to park it, a clear service plan, and you're buying it because you truly want something different, not because you think it will be the cheapest way to own a truck. For Asian traffic, the best version is the one with the smoothest low-speed drive, the best cameras, the lightest steering, and a hybrid system that saves fuel every day. Now I want your honest opinion. If Dodge actually launches a real 2026 adventurer pickup, would you choose it over a Toyota Hilux for resale and reliability, or over a Tesla-style EV truck for running cost and instant power? Drop your market in the comments, USA, Japan, or which ASEAN country, and I'll tell you what ownership costs usually look like there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next video will save you money before you buy your next car.